Hi, welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Well, it was Easter weekend recently, and that meant a few extra days off, and so I had the chance to watch two whole movies that weekend. One of the movies I went back and watched was Avengers Assemble. Now, going back and watching Avengers Assemble again, it sort of made me realise that it's actually not as good a movie as I remember it being. Two things really stuck out for me that are quite major. Number one is the movie is quite slow for the first two-thirds. There is a lot of dialogue, a lot of expository dialogue, a lot of setup goes on, but it's really slow. Even for a comic book movie, it's really boring, effectively. At the time, I remember going to the movies and thinking, oh, this is cool, because I guess you're getting a lot of new information. But when you go back and watch it again, you realise how slow this film is. If you contrast it to Man of Steel, which had a similar job to do, which is set up a new mythology, set up a new concept, which was Superman and his backstory. The Avengers had to set up the Avengers concept, the team of superheroes fighting together. They both had a similar sort of role, but Man of Steel managed to keep its pacing, and also it used a lot more action on screen to give you important story information. It didn't just tell you stuff, it showed you stuff that gave you important plot points, regardless of whether you think the last half an hour was too frenetic or not. It simply kept a solid and quite fast pace throughout the film. Whereas Avengers just slowed right down. The last third of the film, I think, is really good. It's exciting, it's action stations, but the first two-thirds, man, they are slow. The other thing, and this is really major, is the characterization of the Incredible Hulk is very poorly written. Go back and watch it again if you don't believe me, and watch it objectively, even if you're a Marvel fan. For the first two-thirds of that film, the Incredible Hulk character, we are told, he tells us himself, we are shown scenes of him transforming into the Hulk where he is out of control, he cannot be reasoned with, he has no real control over the Incredible Hulk and when he transforms. Yet by the final third of that film, he has completely changed, and it is now 180 degrees the exact opposite. He now has control of the Incredible Hulk. He even tells us that as he transforms for that final battle. He tells the other Avengers that. And not only that, but once he transforms into the Hulk, the other Avengers are able to issue instructions and reason with him. Something he, just a couple of scenes previously, one of the Avengers tried to reason with him, and she couldn't do it. And yet, literally within a matter of scenes, he has completely changed and is now a completely different character in what he is able to do and the way in which he is functioning in that movie. That is not good screenwriting. Now, either there are things missing, scenes that should have been included in the film that were cut out, which would have explained some sort of, this is a radical transformation in a character, that would have explained that, but they don't. Or secondly, perhaps the studios got involved and said, oh no, you've got to have this changed for the final battle. But either way, that is not particularly good filmmaking, and it's a really big part of the film because he's one of the fundamental characters involved in the Avengers. Look, it was still a movie that I enjoyed, but man, that first two-thirds of the film was so slow. And as I said, that thing with the character of the Hulk really, really stuck out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.